In this episode of IEN Podcast, our Managing Director, Mr. Gregors Raymond, will be interviewing Puan Hamida. She was the head of facility management for the Energy Commission Building of Malaysia, or we call it ST Building or Diamond Building, one of our pioneer high performance, energy efficient, water efficient, and resource efficient building. And from this interview, she will share her lesson learned and the most important question, is it expensive? Is it difficult to maintain a high performance efficient building? Please enjoy.
Welcome, Puan Hamida.
Yes, thank you.
And we are sorry to see you leave as head of the facility management of the ST Diamond building, where you have done a great job since the building opened in 2010.
Yeah.
So it's been about 12 years now, and tomorrow is your last day.
Right.
So thanks for agreeing to this interview, where we would love to hear from you on your experiences in managing this green building, which we were the principal designers of when it came to making it energy efficient and green. So let me just give a little background. Puan Hamida Abdul Rashid has spent the last 18 years as the head of administration and facilities management for the Energy Commission Malaysia in the ST Diamond building. And she and her FM team has had overall responsibility for operating and maintaining the ST Diamond building. In addition, she has taken a keen interest in raising awareness about the green building features of the building to staff and visitors alike, which is evident from the many information boards, signboards, displays found throughout the building. The ST Diamond building is one of the early lighthouse projects for sustainability in Malaysia and also in the region. And it was the first office building to be awarded GPI Platinum. And it was also the first office building outside of Singapore to be awarded Green Mark Platinum, both the highest green building certification. It also won the inaugural Malaysia GBC Sustainability Award, and it won the ASEAN Energy Award in 2012. And it was also runner-up for the prestigious ASHRAE Technology Award in 2013. The first time a building in Asia got close to winning that award. And there's also several other awards. So it's located in the Precinct 2 in Putrajaya, Malaysia. And the building underwent a genuine integrated design process, with climatic design playing a key role in giving shape to the building. So some fun engineering facts about the ST Diamond building include the unique building is a self-shading shape. So the direct solar radiation to the north and the south facades are shaded. The atrium is optimized to direct diffuse daylight into the building, contributing to a low energy lighting consumption of only 0.9 watts per square meter during office hours. The crown of the atrium has spectrally selective glazing and a dynamic shading system, which we can talk about later as well, how the operation is of that. That was designed to balance cool daylight with these blinds responding to the outdoor lighting conditions. And the Diamond building has a building integrated cooling system with PEX pipes embedded in the concrete floors. This allows the building to do about 40% of the cooling at night time by storing this cooling in the concrete structure of the building, hereby decreasing the peak cooling load during the day. And thin film solar panels are integrated in the roof with an installed capacity of 71.4 kilowatt peak and reduces the building energy consumption by about 10%. A building designed with high energy efficient features such as this doesn't always perform up to what it was designed to. However, with Puan Hamida as the head of facility management, the ST Diamond building has maintained a low energy consumption of only 70 kilowatt hours per square meter per year, and 63 kilowatt hours per square meter per year with the solar PV contribution included. So this energy consumption is only about a third of a typical office building.
Right.
And Juan Hamida joins us here today to explain how this is possible and what challenges in maintaining a platinum-rated green building has been. So thank you very much for being here with us today. And could you please tell us a little bit about your role as the administration and facility management for the Energy Commission?
Thanks, Gregor, for having me. All right, I started work with ST Energy Commission in June 2004. Okay. It's interesting to manage the facilities. All right. But again, before we even move in to this building, we need to understand the building itself. What are the features? If you could recall, we have the pre-occupancy, the the pre, and then we move in, and then we have the post-occupancy. All right. So these are the stages that we did. So for me, is that moving into a new building, the occupants need to know what kind of building they are moving in and what is the expectation of them. And again, being Energy Commission to be the role model and using all the features in the building that reflects Energy Commission, it's like walking the talk. All right. So everybody has to be on par on that. All right. So this is the way that we did. Yeah. However, in maintaining the building, like I mentioned just now, you need to know the building and what is expected of you. Both has the management, okay, like myself, the unit who's managing the facilities, and also the occupant. Okay, without understanding the features and the expectation, the upkeep of the building will be like, no, I don't think we can reach here. All right, it has to be that. However, humans, right? We have to manage humans. Overall, they do understand. But there are those few hardcores. It has to do with their heart. This is why we have to penetrate into them and understand. But then, if we can't even go into them, so we use our procedures. Okay, in terms of not the hard, we have to go harsh anyway. The penalty to that lah. Okay, but penalty is the last resort that we want to go through. It's a matter of understanding, for them to understand and accept this is the way how we're going to live. I say, because it's like 8 hours you're in this office, so it's like you're living in this office, right? This is how you're going to live in this office space.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that. I have also, as a sort of energy engineer, I've also come to appreciate that the real obstacle is often the human factor.
Right.
Can you convince others to do what you want them to do? Okay, so let me ask you the next question. So in addition to these building features that we mentioned in the introduction, but what are some of the key elements of this building that you like to share with us that is your personal favorite?
My personal favorite would be the atrium looks nice, I like the atrium because I can see a lot of lighting, and then sitting next to the window. My office is next to the window. Right? I don't need. In fact, I don't feel the heat. Except when the solar path in the evening, because I only receive evening sunlight. So I think it's because of the orientation, right? But even though there's no heat coming in, all right, I think because of the we have a single glaze, right? Single glaze ELO panel, on that. So it does help. Okay, and also it's inverted, tilted, not like inverted, it's tilted. Okay, it's little. I think the direct sun heat doesn't really got into the office. All right.
So, on the issue of maintenance, I would also like to ask you about the atrium. Because we designed it to have these lines that would automatically adjust according to how much sunlight was at any given point. And I know there has been some problems with this system.
Right. Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about that?
The design is good, it's an innovative kind of design, all right, to manage the amount of lighting and then controlling the glaring and all that. But this is where, like I mentioned to you earlier, a number of times, when the construction of the building comes and when the design of the system comes, it has to be maintenance friendly. For the atrium, we have a lot of motors. I think 26 motors up there, and it is subjected to heat, all right, and the lubricant dries very easily, even though they say that it is heavy duty lubricant, but it dries, so we don't use much. In fact, we have disabled it because of the issue of the maintenance. It's very expensive. Changing the motors is not expensive, changing the lubricant is not. It's access to it, getting access to the area, to the atrium area, which is about 34 meters high. Yeah, okay. Where we have to hire a spider lift to do the job. All right. So whatever it is, whatever design in the building systems, all right, even high-tech technology, this where it has to become into consideration. As we put the blinds for them, to manage it on their own. Yeah. So I think using natural daylight was much more better. I feel, like here, we use at the launch area. We use a natural daylight. It's like cozy. You have the ambience, the soft ambience. Yeah, I kind of like that setting.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that. As you may know, I was the one who really championed the daylight design of this building, and this skylight was something I fought very hard for. There was originally we had 3 of them, and then they kept saying, "Oh, too difficult, and we need some tanks, and we need," because there's a lot of things up on the roof. So in the end, they also wanted to cut the last one, and I had to fight very hard to keep this one. So, but yeah, I appreciate that comment, because we also believe designing buildings where you have pleasant daylight that's not glary is actually very important for the occupants' well-being.
Yeah, the visitors like this space. This space must be a show. It must be a showcase whenever there are visitors. Okay, I purposely bring up to them the space here. This is what, if you have a natural daylight, you don't need that. You see the difference. I think this is the right spot to show the difference, between natural fitting, the artificial fitting, and also the natural daylight.
Yeah, I agree. Great. Since this is a green building, so have you had any? I mean, that has sort of other green features that you normally don't have in other buildings. So have you had any particular challenges with maintaining this building?
You know what? I thought everybody got scared off about green buildings, the green features and that. So when I look at it, solar, there's nothing done with solar. The atrium is glass. The electronics part is all energy efficient building, energy efficient motors or equipment. All right, and you have the lightings. It's energy efficient lightings, which is available out there. All right, it's a normal appliances. All right, but maintaining it, all right, the only part is how you manage it and then you maintain it. That has to be done, because everything needs to be maintained. Even when you have your car, you need to maintain it, right? To ensure your car runs smoothly, and it doesn't give you a lot of problems when you're on the road. Similarly for the building, it's always maintaining. You have to do it. I think people get pulled away about green being expensive, very hard to maintain. No, it doesn't. To me, it's ordinary equipment that is available outside. It's a matter of the difference only there is because it's energy efficient. It's better in terms of quality, it's better. But in terms of maintenance, it's like you have to treat like any other equipment, appliances.
Yes, I agree with that. And I remember I once visited one of the other buildings we designed here, the Green Tech Malaysia building. And the CEO told me maintenance is very easy because the offices are 100% daylit, so we very rarely have to change the lights. So there was actually less maintenance. Actually, I wanted to ask you as well, because I noticed when we worked on the building and it was fitted out, and there was a rainstorm coming, and I noticed because the facade is tilting about 25 degrees, that the rain actually didn't reach the windows.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, maybe you have less window polishing needed then?
Yeah, it's less. Earlier when we started here, I thought, we have to do a cleaning because our perspective is like glass, So we thought, okay, we do it every year. And when I move in, I say every year. So on the first year, I said, no, the glass is still good. There's no stain. There's no smudges on that. So we wait for the second year. So the second year, yeah, a little bit, but still, no, I think it's okay, And another one is on the third year. I said, okay, third year, all right, we have to do something. We have still, panels still have to be maintained. Okay, make it like a third year. But even on the third year, you know what, this is the third year, you hardly see it. Yeah, but then maintenance still have to be done. Okay, you cannot say that forever, we can put like a fifth year. But from time to time, you still have to fix it. You have to fix a date, all right? And a schedule for the for especially on the facade glass. So in case like when you go up there, then you started to see any anomalies to the frame or to the glass itself. But here it's like 3 years,
That's interesting. Yeah, good, because that was exactly what I thought as well when I observed how the rain never touched the facade.
You mentioned just now the lightings, right? Yeah, the lightings is like a good one, all right. You need to have energy efficient lightings, green label. Energy efficient lightings, right? It lasts.
Yes.
Okay, I think we are talking about 2 years or 3 years, like something like that. Yeah. We started to change it. Now, if I could recall, on the 5th year, on the 8th year, we are sitting here. Then I started to notice the lights. I say, the light is fault. There's no light. Then I started to see that trend coming in. So I think it takes a long time for the lights to wear out.
So that's I'm very happy to hear that, and it rounds a bit counter to the default thinking that green building must be very troublesome. But what you're actually saying is green building very easy.
Yeah.
Because the lighting lasts longer, it's not on as long because it's designed for daylight. In this case, the facade only has to be cleaned every third year compared to every year. So it's good to hear that from someone who has actually had the experience operating a green building.
And the water consumption. Okay, we use the rainwater. All right, and also we put that fit in the aerators to the tank. Yeah. Initially, I have tough time explaining to the employee, no, the aerators is enough water for you to do your wash up, So, Puan Hamidah, the water is so slow, it's so small. No, I think Malaysians are so luxury with water, right? No, it's enough. Do it, try it, You have to consistently use it, all right? Yeah, I think to the point that they already accepted that it's enough.
Yeah, that's great. Good to hear. So how do these actually the question was how these sort of challenges of maintaining a green building compares to the operational savings, but but since you don't really have too much extra trouble maintaining this green building, so can you tell us a bit about the operational savings from this building?
Operational savings we do. I did once make a note on our expenditure. All right, we put a large amount in case that if something turns not well, right? But I have surplus to the maintenance budget that I put in, which I use it for other things. You know, if I don't spend much on the maintenance, I'll use it for other for our assets. Especially for this building, we need to buy new workstation because we are hiring more. So we use that. You know, we just make environment for other use. So on the maintenance, we don't really spend much. At one time, it's about around 20,000 for the defect. And and the rest of it is for the provider. Okay, for the provider. But the provider is all in their cost for the wear and tear. All right, it's not that high, you know, in maintenance again building. With the fact that they have to be consistent in the way how they do the preventive maintenance on all the systems. Then it has to follow the schedule, right? If they start to slack on the schedules, they wait, this one doesn't need to do, then the cost will be higher in the long run.
Can I ask, this building has a lot of sensors, there's a building management system, there's an energy management system. So has this been a help to the facility management team?
Yeah, it does. Our building automation system, we have the alert. So every portion, every system that is critical, that we wanted critical, it has to go to the BS, and then I think BS has that CMS alert. So it will alert our staff, and the maintenance especially, and our staff. So we are the guardian. We need to know what's going on, right? So they are alerted. So sometime in the middle of the night, let's say the chill water give an alert. Then we alerted each other. Whoever get it. So if let's say my staff get it, they will call the maintenance. Okay, send your people to the building and see what's going on.
So out of curiosity, what are the main? I mean, people will always complain, and like you said, people are different. So, what are the main complaints from the occupants in terms of, let's say, thermal comfort, the temperature, the glare, the light not enough, all that acoustic?
The common one would be the thermal comfort, right, and the glare, and these two. Okay, for the thermal comfort we do admit that sometimes it's education for them to know is that we use slab cooling, right? And you hardly see that it's cool, so we sometimes to the point that there's one particular employee here who can say it's hot, I'm feeling hot. But when the maintenance come and take the sling temperature, it's like extreme temperature. And we notice also, and then the colleague was mentioning on the side talk, she just came back from outside, She just came back, and that's why she's hot, So then, I didn't. We acknowledge that, but again, we educate the employees. And then at the same time, no, you will stay down, cool, and then you'll see. Because it's quite obvious, she's feeling hot, the neighbor doesn't. So we can see a contrast in that. Another issue on the thermal comfort is that now that we have a lot of employees coming, we are hiring, and when we are adding more workstations, we admit that, we are now adjusting the airflow, okay, according to the number, the space for that particular area. We have to do that quite often there.
Constant work, constant adjustment. There's been some videos made of the building with some of the sustainable design features. Are they a useful tool, these videos, to instruct staff?
Yeah, we use it. We use it in the induction. We use it in the visitors. We also use it when when they have their visitors. The irony is that when they have visitors for their meetings, the visitor will ask, "We want to visit the building. We want to have a tour to the building." So okay, you can play this video for them. Other than if you're free, we are available, we can make them a tour. But sometimes without us, they themselves did the mini tour on things that they understand. That is where the awareness given to them. Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that people are proud to show the building. So and outside visitors want to know more about the building.
Yeah. And the energy management system, the display that we have here, we have on every floor. We are still maintaining it. I think it's a good information for the employee to know that where we stand in this building.
Yeah, that's great. So the last question, as a veteran in facilities management, could you share with us your opinion on Malaysia's facility management industry's role in increasing awareness on sustainable buildings? And where do we stand on a global perspective in regards to sustainable facility management practices?
This could be a sensitive response from me, okay? Having worked in the private and having worked in semi-government, right? In the private I work in is with the multinational. Okay, I think you know very well multinational. We have the procedure, we have the SES, we have the ISO, which the company have to abide to. Okay, in order for them to operate in Malaysia and globally. Because in other parts of the country, they will look at how you manage your business, especially your operations, right? Including the maintenance, how you, what kind of materials you use and all that, right? For Malaysia, I think we are getting there. It's a matter that I don't think we have many green buildings. We're still improving. We are still improving, but on the residential, but in the office building, we are getting there. I think we need to put that the concept of we have ISO. I have the company that servicing us. They have ISO. All right. I think that is a way that they are starting to show to go with, even though it's a start. But the elements, my concept is the elements in the ISO that we make aware to them. Okay, for our maintenance, these are the areas that they have to improve, they have to put in place, all right, improve, and then make sure that it's been done, all right. It's not a matter of on paper to get the cert, Okay, I think this is a first start for Malaysia. I think a lot of FM is starting going for ISOs and that, but it's okay for them to have something to start and then to put that into practice in their business, in the service that they are providing. Still a long way to go, all right. But in terms of the education, I think Malaysia, there is a course, if I'm not mistaken, on maintenance. All right. This is where those technicians, all right, who works with the FM need to be given. Like us, we give a task, for a maintenance technician, what is your role and what is your job scope and what are the areas you need to do, right? Understand that and then be able to do it. But of course, monitoring, has to be done and audit has to be done.
Yes. So it's a work in progress.
Yes.
But moving in the right direction.
Yes.
That's great. Well, thank you very much, Puan Hamida, for bringing us all in the right direction with this building, and showing the way and how to manage a green building. And it sounds like you have been a good inspiration also for the staff internally that are also keen to show the building to visitors. So thank you so much for that. for taking care of, in a way, my baby, right? Because we were we helped to
They said
to
this is
design
one
this building.
Hamida's birthday.
Yeah, exactly. So
But when I move on, it will be somebody, the next person's birthday.
that's right. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your insights,
Yeah.
and best of luck in the next chapter of your life.
Right, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Dragus.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, see you again. Yeah, we
Yeah.
keep in touch.
Definitely.
Okay.